Right then, Dad. So here's your espresso. There is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Mine tells me to never give up. Turn this device off. Right, so here we are again, Dad. We're going to try and talk about what's gone on.
And what do you want to talk about now then?
Well, this is about how you've been treated by the doctors and where you're at with that, and then the phone call that we've just got today, where yet another healthcare professional has barefaced lied.
Yeah.
You know, and where'd you go with that?
I heard her say that I haven't been what's called about. I knew that something was said about me going to have this peg put in me, or whatever you want to call it.
So just to add a bit of colour for the viewers, because they might not have seen any of the videos. My dad got a diagnosis for motor neuron disease right after, well, you ended up in the hospital because, or after you'd had your second vaccination, you ended up in the hospital after the first vaccination as well, didn't you? With
the very
chest
first
problems.
I had gout. That's all I had. I was fit as a fiddle. I was going to keep fit 3 times a week. And I went and had my first injection, and I sat in the chair for 15 minutes. I said, right, Mr. Kelly, you can go now. And I went to bed that next morning. When I woke up, I was fighting for breath. I couldn't breathe at all. I was really, really, really fighting. And I rang the doctor up, and the doctor made me an appointment to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and I've seen all these different doctors, and one thing and another, and they said, oh, we'll do this test and we'll do that test. And they've done all these different tests on me. Anyhow, my breathing was bad. And like an idiot, I went and had my second jab. And when I had my second jab, that finished me off. I am now on a ventilator.
Not yet. You haven't finished off yet, Dad.
No, I said, but now I'm on a ventilator to sleep at night, and a ventilator down there. And they say that I've got motor neuron. But the thing is, when I went to bed that night, I had nothing wrong with me. And next morning I woke up and I was fighting for breath. And this was for about 5 days. I've seen the doctor. And then the second time, the same things happened. And they say, you've got motor neuron. Motor neuron don't come on overnight. You don't have an injection and wake up in the morning and you've got motor neuron. And this is from my injection I had. And I would like to know if anybody else is in the same boat as me. Because they've got to be.
This is now, so I raised these concerns, maybe that it was something to do with the jab, and I've tried raising it with the GP, with the neurologist, with the nurse, with several different healthcare professionals. And it wasn't until our last appointment at the GP that and I really had to push, and yet again, that doctor lied. And I know now, well, I mean, the thing is, I've come to save myself. I started making videos about 5 years ago because I thought I was going crazy, because people were just constantly rewriting history or trying to tell my story for me. But yeah, so I've recorded a lot of these conversations, and then for these people to just outright lie. My dad was booked in to have a feeding tube inserted because if he were in fact to have motor neuron disease, people degenerate really quick. They start to waste away. Their muscles atrophy. Dad hasn't got any of that going on. The only problems is with his chest and with his foot, which is the gout.
And can I say something? I've been to the hospital and everybody's worried about my... Not one person has said anything about my gout.
But the doctor...
I've had no treatment whatsoever for it. I've had a friend of Adam's come down and he's given me... what's his needle?
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture. And he said, have you seen
a physio?
A physiotherapist? Because the thing they can do, they can strap a machine around you and put electrodes on it and can get your leg working.
I'm aware that this video, right? We've said everything that we need to say for this video.
Yeah. All right.
So the last visit to Dad's GP just summed it up for me. Yet again, she lied, and then when I was trying to draw attention to Dad's gout, which is re-manifested, she was reluctant to acknowledge that Dad had gout and was reluctant to give him any medication for that.
I didn't get any.
No, the only medication that doctor has offered my dad is antidepressants, which just says it all. So I've now registered Dad with the new doctors, and I'm putting in a complaint with that doctors because I've got all the recordings and all the contradictions. Dad's previous doctor, shortly after we were excommunicated, due largely to their interference, the doctor told Dad that he had cancer.
Yeah.
And then Dad told me that when we weren't together. So, and yeah, I went through months of not knowing whether that was the case or not, and then that's just kind of, oh well, that's okay.
No, but the way it was said, he called me in and he said, there's no way of putting it off, but you got cancer in one of your lungs. And
right.
I've been to the hospital and the X-ray, and I haven't got cancer.
This is the
and
same.
An apology.
This is the same doctor that went to the wrong surgery.
Yeah.
He was late for our appointment because he'd gone to the wrong surgery. And this whole business about being on time or being early for doctor's appointments is just maddening when you get there and then you arrive early and then it's never on time. They're always running late. They're always 20 minutes, half an hour late. Go into the wrong surgery, whatever. I get there on time. Don't need to get there early. Don't need to be doing this. I don't really need the doctors. Anyway, this is going on into... So we've just had COVID, Dad. How do you feel?
I feel a bit better today.
No, but
I felt cold in my bones and everything, and I felt as if I couldn't do nothing whatsoever. But I feel a lot better today.
And they're probably trying to say to you, if you hadn't have had them jabs, it would have been...
Yeah, but that's the trouble. I've had 2 bloody jabs and I still think of getting it again. How the bloody hell does that work?
Oh, well, it keeps changing, Dad.
Yeah.
I beat the bug.
I tell you what, I shouldn't have had that
I've had worse man flu.
I shouldn't have had that second jab.
Well,
I didn't realise
at
the time.
We're living in a society now where you're expected to have a third and a fourth and potentially a fifth because you're vulnerable.
Yeah. And how many letters have they sent wanting me to have it? No way.
Yeah,
I
had to get in touch with them because we got like 6 or 7 text messages. And then I phoned up to complain about how many text messages we'd had telling Dad to get the jab. And then the practice manager contacted him, and then his doctor contacted him, wanting to know did we needed to come round that day. Yeah, beware the Jabberwocky, my friends.